Welcome to Self-Care Tips. I am Irene Joroge, and we're going to look at the issue of personal branding, something that is very important because you are a brand. Personal branding comprises more than just your dressing style. It encompasses everything about you, from where you live to even how you speak. It has a great impact on your life and your success. Consider this analogy. Think of various products when you go shopping. Some products look extremely luxurious and expensive at first glance, to a point that you do not even check their price. Others look very substandard that you don't even give them a second look, while others appear well packaged and excellent and well within your means. You are just like a product. Think about how you have packaged yourself and whether it really represents who you are and what you aspire to be. There is such a thing as over-branding and even under-branding yourself, something you need to be careful about. Young, upwardly mobile men and women sometimes tend to overprice themselves out of the market. This is as bad as under-embracing yourself. Some of the signs that you have overpriced yourself could be that you look like $1 million on social media, but your salary does not reflect this. It also means that you live in a very expensive neighborhood while struggling for food and petrol and maybe have even no savings. This could cost you potential jobs and even partners. Think about it. You are trying too hard to keep up appearances by spending a lot on your packaging, such that at a glance, everything about you screams luxury. On the other hand is an underpackaged person, and that is one who lives far below his or her means and could do some better packaging in order to meet his or her maximum potential. Aim to achieve the right balance by getting the best you can afford while ensuring that you do not break the bank. This is Self-Care Tips. I am Irene Joroge.
Chinese ndio lugha ngumu kushinda lugha zote. Kumbe mimi nasikianga ni kama nimepoa. Sasa nani mtu anakuitisha chapati chafua? Mogaka. Chapati chafua ni nini? Wewe sio umeitisha mambo chafu chafu. Watu chafu chafu zao haziko hapa. Hizi ni special. Chafu ende huko utaletewa.
Or rather some dessert. Some mushroom soup with some scones.
Guess who? Leo. Ofunde this tumetembelewa na mgeni wa heshima. Hata nikikwambia ni nani huwezi kuamini. Mgeni wa special
kutoka na sadika hii tumewacha kila kitu special from here.
Anaongoja harakisha.
Kupata weka imani kama skiza tune kwenye simu yako, dial *811 *759#.
Jameni, yani kuna watu wanapitianga mambo. Wacha vile sisi tunaonanga mambo kitoko. Kuna watu wamepitia mambo makubwa. Fikiria kuhusu Job. Akapoteza mifuko, akapoteza mimea, watoto wake, na bado akasimama na Mungu. Hata wewe, weka imani. Usiwache Mungu.
Ili kupata weka imani, dial *811 *759#. *811 *759#.
Some people dream of success, while Good Morning Kenya is here to make that happen. Start your day with authentic updates that can make or break your day. Make sure you know before you go. Join Jane Wamboi, Dorino Kelo, Regina Manyara, and Victor Olo to share every morning with you. It doesn't matter where you are. You can always access Good Morning Kenya from different devices. Good Morning Kenya. Every Monday to Thursday from 6:30 to 10 a.m. on KBC Channel 1.
Creating time for us tonight as we kickstart Sunday Express on this 8th day of May, the year 2022, a day when the world gets to celebrate mothers across the globe, those who are biological mothers and those who have played the mother figure role in the lives of different people. So a very happy Mother's Day as we kickstart this bulletin, and you can, of course, in the course of it, celebrate someone who is your mother or has played a role of a mother in your life. And I'll be sampling some of those messages as we continue with today's broadcast. But first, let's begin our bulletin with the top stories. The wait is over. The Nairobi Expressway to open for a test run beginning May 14th, says President Uhuru Kenyatta. No dull day in Azimio. Timothy Wanyonyi to fly the ODM flag in Westlands as Kalonzo is criticized over his stance in the search for Raila Odinga's second in command. And happy Mother's Day. Kenyans share their messages of love and appreciation for all mothers. Once again, welcome to the broadcast. My name is Serfine Achieng and our sign language interpreter tonight is Ann Wangeshi. Remember, you are a part of this bulletin. Please send in a message of somebody you're celebrating as a mother in your life as we celebrate Mother's Day today. Now, let's begin with our top story. President Uhuru Kenyatta has announced that the Nairobi Expressway will be opened for public use from Saturday, May 14th, 2022. Speaking during the conclusion of the inaugural edition of the Nairobi City Marathon, President Kenyatta said the expressway will be open for trial to enable the government evaluate any loopholes that may exist prior to its official launch.
Kenyans are free to use the Nairobi Expressway beginning Saturday next week after President Kenyatta announced that the road will be opened for public on Saturday, May 14.
Wakenya wenzangu, kutoka Saturday ijayo hii barabara sasa itakuwa wazi kutumiwa na magari na wananchi, na ndio tuweze kuendelea kujenga hii nchi yetu ya Kenya na mji wetu wa Nairobi.
President Kenyatta, while addressing participants during the first edition of the Nairobi City Marathon at Nyayo Stadium, pointed out that the road will be open for public trial ahead of the official opening at a later date.
Sio kirasmi, on a trial basis, kwa magari wananchi waweze kuitumia, na ndio tuangalie sehemu ambazo zimebaki za kutengenezwa.
The highway, which begins at Mlolongo, connects Jomo Kenyatta International Airport to and then terminates at James Gishuru in Westlands, is expected to ease travel time in Nairobi and its environs.
Nyinyi ambao mmekimbia leo ndio mmekuwa wa kwanza kutumia expressway mpya ambaye tumejenga katika mji wetu wa Nairobi na ambaye itatusaidia kumaliza jam ambaye inakumba mji huu wetu wa Nairobi.
Motorists who choose to use the road can either use the manual toll collection MTC or ETC once they reach the service centers. Motorists will pay up to 350 shillings to use the road. Last week, the government revised toll rates up for yet to be commissioned expressway by 16%. Ben Chumba, Sunday Express.
Now, on to matters politics. Westlands Member of Parliament Tim Wanyonyi will be defending his seat under the Orange Democratic Movement Party ticket in the August polls. This is after his main challenger, Michael Gumo, stepped down in his favor. According to the party's Director of Elections, Junet Mohammed, the decision came following a consultative meeting chaired by the party leader, Raila Odinga, adding that the two will work together to ensure that the seat is retained by ODM. Junet also refuted claims that there is discord within the coalition over the choice of a running mate for the presidential nominee, Raila Odinga. After hours of a closed-door meeting led by the party leader, Raila Odinga, to broker a truce between Michael Gumo and Westlands Member of Parliament Tim Wanyonyi, over the ODM party ticket in the Westlands constituency parliamentary seat. The proverbial white smoke billowed. ODM Party Director of Elections Junet Mohammed announced that after wide consultations, Michael Gumo has stepped down in favor of the current MP Tim Wanyonyi, who had already been prevailed upon to relinquish his Nairobi gubernatorial bid to defend his seat.
The ODM party has done consultations chaired by the party leader, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, and Mr. Michael Gumo has accepted to step down in favor of Honorable Tim Wanyonyi.
Gumo had moved to court to challenge ODM's decision to nominate Wanyonyi, which culminated in the political party's dispute tribunal nullifying Tim Wanyonyi's nomination, revoking his certificate, and ordering ODM to conduct fresh nominations within 72 hours. Following the truce, the two have agreed to work together to ensure that ODM retains the seat in the August polls.
Having come to this agreement, I think we are ready to go. As Tim Wanyonyi and all my colleagues, those who ran in Westlands, Mike Kumo here, there are others who are not here, but I have all agreed that we are going to support one position for the party to win and also for the coalition to win.
Our aim is to get the presidency, Raila Odinga, as our next president of Kenya. So this was not an in-fight, it was just a matter of clarification.
As ODM, we are prepared now to join hands together, both our candidates here, Honorable Tim Wanyonyi and Mheshimiwa Michael Gumo, to make sure that this seat is retained by ODM in the coming election.
Junet, who also serves as the Secretary General of the Azimio One Kenya Alliance, refuted claims that there is discord within the coalition over the choice of a running mate for the presidential nominee Raila Odinga, following pronouncements by Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka that he does not plan to appear before the Dr. Noah Wekesa-led selection panel.
As the Secretary General of the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition, I know that our party leader and our presidential candidate, in consultation with the Azimio Council, has formed a panel of eminent persons consisting of 7 people. How they will do their work is up to them. Who will appear before them and who will not appear before them is up to them. My view is, let's give them time to deliver their report.
A section of ODM leaders in Mombasa County has in the meantime warned Kalonzo Musyoka against what they term as tactics aimed at blackmailing and arm-twisting Raila Odinga to give him the DP position. Meanwhile, the Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka, who led campaigns in Wote, Makueni County, has affirmed that he will still work with Raila Odinga regardless of whether he will be named as running mate or not.
Watu wako tayari kuhakikisha kwamba ile safari mimi na Raila tulianza ya 2013 na 2017 inafikia kikomo 2022. Wangapi tusaidiane tuone tunafikia hicho kikomo jameni. Hey,
party leader akuwe the next deputy president of the Republic of.
Tulikuwa tumefanya hesabu tukajua yule mtu ambaye atachukua kura za Central from UDA is Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka.
Now, on to the politics of Mombasa County. Mvita Member of Parliament Abdul Somad Sharif has accused Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka of holding the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance at ransom. Over the running mate position, the lawmaker claims that Kalonzo is trying to arm twist and blackmail Raila Odinga into choosing him over others in the ongoing quest for the second in command.
Political temperatures are rising in Mombasa County following the entry of Wiper Party gubernatorial aspirant Mike Sonko into the fray. The Wiper Party entourage, led by Kalonzo Musyoka, has been on a meet and greet tour of the island to drum up support for Mike Sonko. Kalonzo's foray in the coastal city has created some unease within ODM.
Ukisikia Raila na Kalonzo wameshikana, ujue Kenya imepokelewa pia, imeokolewa. Lakini wengine hapo waache kucheza, si ndio? Hata waninifanyia interview. Hapana.
His grand sentiments and demands in the search for Raila Odinga's running mate is also providing fodder for ODM luminaries in the region.
Some of these theatrics are aimed at diluting the major contribution within Azimio by pragmatic leaders such as His Excellency Hassan Ali Joho and Kitui Governor, Her Excellency Charity Ngilu, who stand a very good chance of being picked as possible running mates.
The Mvita MP and his Likoni counterpart believe that Kalonzo's position in the hunt for the running mate is poisoning the coalition.
And as ODM and proud co-founder members of Azimio, we believe our birth was not out of fear, but that of respecting others' views without infringing others' rights.
Hatutakubali ya kwamba kuwe na vyama vingine ama viongozi ambao wako na agenda fiche, agenda ya kuvunja Azimio. Lengo na madhumuni ya Azimio ni Azimio tuiboreshe, na Azimio iwe na nguvu, na Azimio iunde serikali ya taifa la Kenya.
The lawmakers are calling on Raila Odinga to make a wise choice when the time comes for him to pick his second in command. For Sunday Express from Mombasa County, I am Ann Mburu.
And the Kenya Kwanza Alliance is promising a government whose economic recovery strategy will be pegged on improving the state of agriculture in the country. The coalition's presidential flag bearer, Dr. William Ruto, says he has an elaborate plan to end land fragmentation in Western Kenya region as part of a wider scheme to boost agricultural production in the region. Wycliffe Okech with more details.
Trans Nzoia County was the last stopover for the Kenya Kwanza's 3-day tour of the Western Kenya region. On Sunday, the Deputy President William Ruto led the coalition in a series of political engagements that began with a church service at Kiminini Catholic Church, where the DP urged for peaceful coexistence ahead of the forthcoming general polls.
Jameni, tushirikiane, tuungane, tufanye kazi pamoja na tupange vile tunaweza kuinua kila mmoja wetu tuweze kufika katika ngazi hiyo nyingine.
The service was followed by an economic forum where the coalition's principals promised to embrace agriculture as the mainstay for the coalition's plans for economic recovery.
This is a belt where we can grow soya, we can grow simsim, we can grow palm oil, and we can grow all the other raw materials including maize, so that we can have animal feed at a price that all farmers, whether they are dairy, whether they are beef, whether they are poultry, whether they are pig farmers, they can have access to feed that is affordable so that we can grow and put money in the pockets of our farmers.
Ikiwa unataka taifa iwe na kilimo bora, ni lazima pia uwe na mashamba ambayo yatakuwa yakitoa seed kwa kijumla, yakifanya research ya wakulima wa ng'ombe, ya wakulima wa mimea and so forth.
DP Ruto elaborated his plan to end land fragmentation in the Western Kenya region so that more arable land is utilized exclusively for agricultural production.
Tutaanza na program ya housing. Housing tutajenga nyumba 5,000 Trans Nzoia katika zile shopping centers ziko hapa, so that we can have a housing program that will assist our farmers to make sure that we don't have land fragmentation in our granary.
Other leaders at the event appealed for the local support, with Amani National Congress and Ford Kenya party leaders revisiting the reason for their engagement with DP Ruto's United Democratic Alliance.
Sisi hatutafute serikali kwa sababu ya ukabila. Tunatafuta serikali ambayo iko na responsive attitude and is a go-getter for the people of Kenya.
Hata tukichukua serikali, tutakuwa tunakaa hapa, tunaangalia ile tulisema, kama tumefanya, mnatupatia tik, kama hatufanyi, mnatupiga kiboko.
Naibu Rais, tofauti ya chama ya muungano wa Kenya Kwanza na ule muungano wa wengine ni kwamba sisi katika muungano wa Kenya Kwanza ndio tutoe ratiba ya serikali, tunawahusisha wananchi watuambie wana matatizo gani, ndio sisi tushikilie hapo kwenda huko mbele.
Tunasema mambo ya National Postal Insurance Fund
itaangaziwa mpaka kila mwananchi awe akikuwa mgonjwa anaenda kwa hospitali anatibiwa bila malipo hata dururu.
The Kenya Kwanza Alliance concludes its 3-day political activities in the Western Kenya region with a message for the locals to remain steadfast behind the alliance as the country gears up for the August general polls. Wycliffe Okech, Sunday Express from Trans Nzoia County.
Thank you, Wycliffe Okech, for that report. Now, let's stay on that political note. NARC Kenya Party leader Martha Karua has challenged women across the country to ensure that their political voice is felt during the August polls. Speaking after attending a church service at St. Peter's Catholic Church in Ruai, Nairobi County, Karua also called on politicians to maintain respect as they campaign. Elsewhere, Serfine Party presidential candidate Jimmy Wanjigi claims he is the best suited leader to deliver Kenyans from the economic sabotage menace. Zainab Said reports.
NARC Kenya leader Martha Karua, who was in company of other political leaders from the city, among them Nairobi County Deputy Speaker John Kamangu Nyumu, said the impact of women across all sectors is tremendous and the same should be felt in the country's politics.
Nikwambia tu mama wenzangu, wako na jukumu ya kusimamisha hii nchi yetu wima kwa kuchagua watu wenye imani, watu ambao tunaweza amini watalinda rasilimali ya Kenya na wataitumia kwa kufaidi wana Kenya na sio wao kibinafsi. Tena tukumbuke heshima si utumwa. Kila mtu aheshimu mwenzake, tuulize kura bila kutoa matusi kwa yeyote.
Karua also assured that the discontent in some quarters of the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya will be resolved. Elsewhere, Serfine Party presidential candidate Jimmy Wanjigi has called on Kenyans to elect him, saying other aspirants have had a chance in government. He spoke at a church service at Furaha Worship Center in Kiambu.
This land of ours is plagued by all that God does not conscribe. We have injustice. We have corruption. We have immorality.
And a section of political leaders in Homa Bay have expressed dissatisfaction in the move by the ODM party leader Raila Odinga to push for a 6-piece voting pattern. The leaders claim the move might affect his quest to win the presidency in August, as some independent aspirants had agreed to support his presidential bid.
This thing of 6-piece, hakuna. What there is 6 pieces.
For Sunday Express, I'm Zainab Said.
Now, from that cocktail of political stories, we are going to be taking a short break right here on Sunday Express. Kioko, thank you for watching. Wishing me a happy Mother's Day. And you know what? We are welcoming those messages and we are inviting you to celebrate someone who is a mother or has played that role of a mother in your life. Send in something nice to them. We'll be sampling some of those messages before we wind up this bulletin. But for now, we take a break. We will be right back with much more.
I was going to pay her. She still won't do it. Why do you give me friends like this? Why? Oh, this is so infuriating.
Every time I see him, he has his arms around you. I can't take it. It upsets me.
Your mother told me that you've been very disobedient, very rude, and I will not allow that in this house. Is that clear?
How I wish that you were here with me right now, so I could feel your support now that my father is trying to destroy our family because of his mistress.
I am not going to Chetumal or any boarding school. I am never coming back. I hate you and I hate my father. Rene.
Chinese ndio lugha ngumu kushinda lugha zote. Kumbe mimi nafikanga ni kama nimepoa. Sasa nani mtu anakuitisha chapati chafua? Mogaka. Chapati chafua ni nini? Wewe sio umeitisha mambo chafu chafu. watu chafu zao haziko hapa. Hizi ni suspicion. Chafu ende huko utaletewa.
Or rather some dessert, some mushroom soup with some scones.
Guess who? Leo ofunde this tumetembelewa na mgeni wa heshima. Hata nikikwambia ni nani huwezi kuamini. Mgeni wa special.
Kutoka na sadika hii tumewacha kila kitu special from here.
Anaongoja harakisha.
Mom's first daughter died long ago. Why would you discuss her? I thought you were gone. I didn't take good care of you. Thank heaven. You're back with me now. Isn't this the deed to our house?
Giselle, Pauline has been living with me for nearly 30 years. Just let me have a look at her.
Mom said true?
Yes. So what?
Dad, then that's all your fault. You kept it from Mom all these years, right?
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now, moving this forward, messages of love, gratitude and appreciation have been shared in person and on social media as Kenyans commemorated Mother's Day. While some chose to spend the day with their families, others joined in other initiatives such as giving back to the society in honor of their mothers.
Siku ya Mother's Days, basi hapa nilipo na mimi nawatakia mamama wote ulimwengu mzima, nawatakia siku njema, nawatakia Mwenyezi Mungu awazidi kuwaongoza, awape maarifa zaidi. Happy Mother's Day popote pale mlipo mamama wote, nawapenda nyote.
For years, Hadija Ali has used her legendary voice to entertain her avid listeners, serving some popular hits of Taarab music while at it. Today, she's welcoming best wishes from Kenyans celebrating their mothers.
Leo ikiwa ni Happy Mother's Day, anasema salamu nyingi zinakwenda kwa mama yake mzazi akiwapo sehemu za Chundwa Mnarani, akikwambia mama I love you.
A mother herself, the veteran broadcaster, has a message to all Kenyans.
Nampenda sana mamangu na ningependa kuambia mama wengine nao vile vile. Kama wewe una mamako, umpende, umtukuze. Manake akija kiondoka utajuta. Mama ni nguzo kubwa sana katika maisha ya mwanadamu.
At the Kenyatta University Teaching Research and Referral Hospital, a celebration to honor new mothers.
Normally women are known to be strong. They are known to do so many things at the same time. They are able to multitask. To continue that way, to be strong, because they are the backbone of the family.
I didn't know this how it feels to be a mom. So amazing.
The facility offers quality and affordable services to women, including those who suffer postpartum depression after childbirth. In Narok County, and Kitang Lepa School alumni commemorated Mother's Day by honoring their mentor.
We came to celebrate our mother, Helen, to talk to fellow girls so that they can be able to be like us, so that they can study and finish high school and start to join other places.
The girls who were rescued from early marriage and female genital mutilation noted that the rescue center has played a major role in their success.
The reason as to why I love you is because
you're loving, you're caring. She cooks for us good.
Commemorated on 8th May, Mother's Day is a celebration honoring the mother of the family or individual, as well as motherhood, maternal bonds, and the influence of mothers in society.
Mom, nasema asante. Mama, nasema asante.
Jacqueline Masharia for Sunday Express.
Wow, that is what some people did for Mother's Day. What did you do? If you haven't sent in a message to somebody who has played that role in your life, it's not too late. You still have a few hours to go. But of course, on social media, those who are sending in your messages, Faith, Wendy, Beryl, Fred and Mzee, they're wishing their mother, retired teacher Grace Achieng from Homa Bay County, a happy Mother's Day. You say thanks for being a great mentor. And of course, more messages. Emmanuel, Josiah, Peace, Joy and Isaac, they're wishing their mother Violet from Tasia Estate right here in Nairobi a happy Mother's Day. You will go on there and say, you are a bedrock of strength. We love you, Mommy. Thank you so much. And of course, you can continue sending in your messages. We'll be sampling more before the tail end of this particular bulletin. Now, let me take you through the COVID numbers in the country. Kenya has recorded 30 new cases of COVID-19 from a sample size of 1,619 tested in the last 24 hours. The positivity rate now stands at 0.8%. The Ministry of Health says in a statement that 5 patients recovered from the disease, all of them from the home-based and isolation care. No new COVID-19 related death was reported in the last 24 hours. A total of 17.9 million vaccines have been administered across the country. Of these, 16.3 million are doses administered to the adult population, bringing the total number of those vaccinated adults to 8.3 million, which is 30.6% of the total target of 27.2 million. Now, data from the Johns Hopkins University Coronavirus Resource Center shows that 517 million cases of COVID-19 have been reported across the globe. Another 6.2 million people have succumbed to the disease since the pandemic began. Now, the Catholic Church is urging leaders to be selfless and embrace humility in their line of duty if the country is to prosper. Speaking during the erection of St. Ignatius Catholic outstation to parish in Ole Kasasi in Rongai, Kajiado County, His Lordship Right Reverend John Obala Owa said the greatness can only be earned through servant leadership. Purity Museo reports.
Sunday, May 8th, the Catholic Church was celebrating Good Shepherd Sunday, the 4th Sunday of the Easter, when the Gospel reading was taken from the Gospel of St. John. At the St. Ignatius Catholic Parish in Ole Kasasi in Rongai, the latest outstation to be elevated to a parish, His Lordship Right Reverend John Obala Owa called on leaders to emulate the example of Jesus, the Good Shepherd, of uniting the people he led.
Tukiwa wanafunzi wa Kristo, ili kutoa uhai wetu kwa ajili ya ndugu na dada zetu. Sio tu kwa viongozi na wachungaji kama mimi, bali kwa kila mmoja wetu.
The newly appointed priest of the church, Father Bernard Asendi, called for peaceful coexistence among Kenyans in the run-up to the general election.
Tumeitua pamoja kama kaka na dada kuishi fumbo la Kristo katika maisha yetu.
St. Ignatius outstation was erected to a parish after meeting all the requirements to be declared one.
The benefit so much is for the people. The people will not have to go very far to get service. The priests will be residents here. The people will be able to be served nearby. If they have sick people, the priest can be able to reach the sick people easily. They'll also be able to do many things by themselves.
We will walk step by step together with our priests and ensure that what a parish is required to do is done. The obligations that are of the parish, we'll be able to meet them as a parish. The Sacred Heart of Jesus together with St. Ignatius Church.
Purity Museo, Sunday Express.
All right, thank you, Purity, for that report. Now, police in Mwingi have launched investigations into an alleged burglary and arson incident in Ikusia village, Mwingi Central, that almost killed an entire family. According to the family, the alleged attacker tried to force their way into the house before setting it on fire.
According to the homeowners, the alleged attackers came into the homestead at around 1 a.m. and landed blows on them before demanding the M-Pesa pin and made away with 50,000 shillings. Neighbors tried to come to the family's aid but couldn't battle the fire.
Vitu vyote imechomeka ndani, kila kitu chochote cha hata hindi, certificate ya watoto.
At night we are not even sleeping because we think that those guys might come back because we don't know where they are.
Elsewhere, residents of Kabaya village in Kiambu sub-county are counting losses after a power surge destroyed electronics in some 50 houses in the area.
Voltage ilikuwa juu, breaker zote hazikuanguka, ilikuja na voltage juu. Juu ile tunavyozoea sisi ni 2 voltage.
Kila saa kuchoma vitu za watu. Naomba tu watu wa Kenya Power mkuja muigirie muone.
Residents have petitioned Kenya Power Kiambu office to compensate them for the losses. Still in Kiambu County, youth in Thika have been urged to maintain peace and desist from violent acts that may jeopardize the peace that Kenya has been enjoying.
Mambo ya hate speech, mambo ya kuongea maneno ambao haifai mpaka kuzungumzwa katika hadharani mbele za watoto wetu na familia zetu, tuweze kuweka katika onyo.
This even as Kikuyu elders in Kitundu South called on the men in the community to be open with the issues that affect their well-being to avoid falling into death traps.
Naweza kuuliza watu wetu Kenya kwa jumla wapige kula kwa njia ya amani. Wale wanauliza wapewe fiao, waombe kwa njia ya amani.
Finally, the Meru National Agricultural Show is expected to make a comeback this year after a 2-year break. Yusuf Far reporting for Sunday Express.
All right, thank you for that, Yusuf. Now, we just about take our break, but very quickly, Nixon Kiplagat from Uasin Gishu. Happy Mother's Day to my wife, Lucy, and of course, my mother, Joyce Cherotich. Thank you so much. We have one here from Mary. Mary, you're saying you're wishing your mother Happy Mother's Day. That is Nancy Kariuki. Thank you so much for that. And of course, here, one last one from Kate Achieng. You're saying, Happy Mother's Day to my mother. She has been a pillar of strength in my life. I celebrate her tonight. Thank you so much for sending in those messages. Keep sending them. We'll be sampling more when we come back from this particular break. Let's take a break right now. We're coming back with more.
Do you have a news story to share with KBC? Get in touch swiftly on email news@kbc.co.ke or call 0723-892-654 or 0734-780-124.
Mom's first daughter died long ago. Why would you discuss her? I thought you were gone. I didn't take good care of you. Thank heaven. You're back with me now.
Isn't this the deed to our house?
Giselle, Pauline has been living with me for nearly 30 years. Just let me have a look at her.
Mom said true?
Yes. So what?
Dad, then that's all your fault. You kept it from Mom all these years, right?
All right, welcome back and thank you so much. One message here from Elijah Karagwa. You're wishing your mother Evelyn Wangoi Kamau a happy Mother's Day. Thank you for that. Now let's move on. To most people, paint is the color of their walls or cars. However, paint is more than that. It is used for decoration, identification, protection, and sanitation. So how is it made? That and much more on this week's episode of The Process.
So
much hue and color fills our world. That's why on this exciting episode of The Process, we take you with us to Thika to witness the paint-making process. The raw materials are received mostly packed in sacks and containers containing different solvents and calcium carbonates. For the water-based paint, the raw materials include Calgon, Dispex, Malgon, and Texanol.
Here we have so many varieties of raw material. We import raw material. We don't buy them locally, we import them. They come here, we receive them, we check the expiry dates.
The paint production process begins with the weighing of the raw materials.
The one in the buckets are solvents, but the one in bags are calcium carbonates. That one is Dispex in the bucket. It's used to prevent paint from forming antfoam or foam.
The dry raw materials are weighed accurately and to the gram. 13 items in total are weighed here. They are then prepared for transport to the machine to make the first batch. At this production area, the mixing begins.
Now from weighing area, we are now at the production area where we can see is now starting the machine.
The correct amount of solvents is poured in. This includes preservatives, water softeners, hardeners, and binders.
That first stage will give it 20 minutes for it to grind fast.
The mixture is left to grind for 20 minutes. After which the calcium carbonates are added. After the carbonates, binders are added to make it sticky and ammonia for pH value. The paint has to be checked at each subsequent production stage against standards for the relevant product according to color and viscosity.
We want to start a batch of oil base.
For oil-based paint, the raw materials include long oil that is used as a binder and solvents like kerosene and dryers like calcium, zirconium, cobalt, and anti-skin.
The first thing when we want to make oil base, we started with the long oil, which is our binder. We put in solvent, kerosene, that's kerosene. After that, we started the machine. The machine has to run for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, when it has mixed properly, now you can add in dryers. After dryers, you also mix for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, we take it to the lab to check if it's the opacity and the viscosity is okay.
Dryers are added after the first 20 minutes. Next comes the laboratory check. That is carried out for density, velocity, acidity, and color inspection.
That glass, we check the opacity. When you look through that glass, you can see if the opacity is different or they match.
Here, the new paint is now compared against the standard paint to check both the mass tone and the undertone of the paint. The laboratory is also responsible for inspecting as well as monitoring the quality of the production process.
We check the pH value to see if the paint has pH value. When the acidity is low, the paint will not stay for long in the market. It will start smelling. So we have to make sure the acidity level is okay. Then after the acidity level, now we will approve the paint for filling.
This is in order to ensure that only quality products are produced. After approval, the paint is filled into containers. Both the big and the small containers are filled with the new paint, all packaged, put in boxes, and ready for market. And that sums it up for the paint-making process. Reporting from Thika in Kiambu County, I'm Nisi Emano.
Thank you so much, Nisi, for that. This is a weekly segment, the process that takes you into different worlds to understand how different things are made and how different things work. Now, on to the messages we have been requesting you to send in. Just wishing somebody you see as a mother figure in your life a happy Mother's Day. It could be a biological mother or somebody who has just played that role. Evans Oduor on Twitter, you say, Happy Mother's Day to all mothers around the world, including my mother, Rose Obimbo. And of course, there we have Titus Indimuli. You say, Happy Mother's Day to my wife, Mildred. Thank you for taking care of me and my kid. I wish her all the best and God's protection. Thank you, Titus. And of course, Dan follow there. You also wishing all the women in the world a happy Mother's Day. Thank you, Dan. Kelvin Mungai, you say, and I guess that's why they are called strong, because even though the world is against them, they strive to be independent, rise and conquer, and they prevail. Happy Mother's Day to all the women. And of course, Amaganga, still on Twitter, you say congratulations and happy Mother's Day. Thank you so much for that. You can keep on sending in your messages just to appreciate someone who has really played that mother figure role in your life. We'll be sampling more when we come back from this particular break. But before that, Richard Munga will be coming up shortly with the latest from the world of sports.
I was going to pay her. She still won't do it. Why do you give me friends like this? Why? Oh, this is so infuriating.
Every time I see him, he has his arms around you. I can't take it. It upsets me.
Your mother told me that you've been very disobedient, very rude, and I will not allow that in this house. Is that clear?
How I wish that you were here with me right now, so I could feel your support now that my father's trying to destroy our family because of his mistress.
I am not going to Chetumal or any boarding school. I am never coming back. I hate you and I hate my father. Rene.
Well, a disappointing day, of course, for Gor Mahia and AFC Leopards fans as both teams shared spoils. That is 1-1 at the Kasarani Stadium. You also have English Premier League action. Of course, Manchester City extending their lead at the top of the EPL table by 3 points. And Formula One, the inaugural Miami circuit starting at 10:30, whereby both Ferraris, that is Leclerc, of course, leading the line, won the pole position last night. Well, I'm Richard Munga with the day's sports, where we get to look at those and other stories. But first, Bremen, Kipkorir, Misoi and Agnes Basusio are the winners of the inaugural Nairobi City Marathon held Sunday at the Nairobi Expressway. Kipkorir won the men's race after clocking 2 hours, 8 minutes and 30 seconds, while Basusio won the women's race in 2 hours, 24 minutes and 24 seconds.
3, 2, 1!
Bremen Kipkorir took charge of the race from the onset. The two-time Stanchard Marathon champion controlled the leading pack that comprised of Richard Robb and Daniel Yator. With 2.5 kilometers left, Kipkorir widened the gap and crossed the line in 2 hours and 8 minutes and 30 seconds, while Richard Robb finished second, clocking 2 hours, 9 minutes and 17 seconds. Daniel Yator completed the podium dash.
In a few weeks' time, we will be doing the second edition of the East African Safari Rally. Kenya is now on the map as also being part of the European tour in the golf market. Our rugby players are making us proud, both men and women. Hii ndio barabara sisi tunataka kutembea.
In the women's category, Agnes Barsosio won the race in 2 hours 24 minutes and 24 seconds ahead of Shailene Jepkoril and Sharon Jemutai, who settled for the second and third position respectively. The winners walked away with 6.9 million shillings each, while the first and second runners-up bagged 4 million and 1.7 million respectively. Daniel Mwendwa for Sunday Express.
All to other matters now. Tusker FC humbled league leaders Kakamega Homeboys 2-0 to reduce the deficit at the top of the log to 1 point in a closely contested Kenya Premier League match that was played at the Ruaraka grounds. Ibrahim Joshua scored the opening goal for the Brewers in the 21st minute. Dugratius Ojok scored the second goal for Tusker in the 89th minute. Meanwhile, Gor Mahia and perennial nemesis FC Leopards played out to a 1-1 draw in the Mashemeji derby at the Kasarani Stadium. Victor Omune gave Leopards the lead in the 28th minute, while Benson Omala equalized for Gor Mahia. In other matches, Nzoia drew 0-0 with Kenya Police, while Vihiga Bullets trounced Kariobangi Sharks 4-3. Now to other matters, whereby national men's basketball Deaflympics coach Jeff Moneki is impressed by the team's growth at the ongoing 24th Deaflympics in Brazil. Moneki says that despite the 3 consecutive losses, there was an improvement in the team's performance against Israel. The Kenyan Chargers lost 85-30 to Israel, their 3rd consecutive loss. In the opening game, the USA humbled Kenya 143-18, while in the second game, Kenya lost 37-91 to Argentina.
It was a learning curve for the team, especially having a team that is not so exposed and experienced like our opponents. And I pray that when we go back home, the Deaf will have their own league. At least they can compete continuously, so that we have a continuous progressive growth.
Well, to be honest, as Team Kenya, it has been hard because we have not had sufficient time for training. That's why sometimes we had turnovers, but we really have a strategy to improve. But more importantly, we need to improve on our confidence so that we minimize the turnover. And I believe that we can be motivated to improve. We are slow, but I hope that we are going to achieve what we want.
Also, a national women's boxing team to the World Championship has arrived in Istanbul, Turkey. Kenya will be represented by 10 boxers at the global showpiece. Some of the boxers in the Kenyan team include Africa Zone 3 gold medalist Elizabeth Ndiego, Evelyn Akinyi, and Teresia Wanjiru, Africa Zone 3 silver medalist Christine Ongare, Stacey Ayoma, Lorna Kusa, bantamweight Amina Martha, flyweight Anne Wanjiru, Beatrice Accord, and Elizabeth Akinyi also made the cut. After the World Championship, the Kenyan boxers will shift focus to the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, England. Well, that's all the time we had for sports, but as I mentioned earlier on, the Formula One, of course, continues tonight in Miami. The first, of course, race in Miami, whereby Ferrari's Leclerc won pole position, meaning he's going to be starting from the front. And to other matters also, Manchester City beating Newcastle United 5-0, of course, to go 3 points clear of Liverpool at the top of the EPL table. Norwich losing 4-0 to West Ham United. Everton winning 2-1 against Leicester. And of course, Arsenal winning 2-1 against Leeds United, meaning that Arsenal only needs to win one match against Tottenham on Thursday for them to, get back into the Champions League finally. So I guess that's a good thing for them.
Yeah. Should we put money on it?
Of course, it's
we
it's
leave
a
it
win.
at that.
Exactly. And of course, a happy Mother's Day to all the women out there, all the mothers. Serfine, happy Mother's Day. And of course, to my mother,
Thank you.
Lucy Remo, happy Mother's Day. And also my wife, Kahunda Kazitu, happy Mother's Day.
Wow. Should I just hats off?
Yeah.
All right, Jed's hat, you say happy Mother's Day to all moms out there. You are appreciated. Ikran, you say a mother is a person that can take the place of all the others, but whose place no one else can take. That's very true. Right. The source, you say to all mamas, we love you. Every day is Mother's Day, of course. Thank you so much. And we continue to celebrate our mothers across the world, particularly those that many do not really focus on, those who may not have biologically, bring forth life, but they are really playing the role of a mother in the lives of so many people out there. We celebrate you. And I also, at this point, would like to celebrate my very own mother, Mary Nkuruma, Mary Atieno. Thank you so much for making sure that I am here today. Why not for you, for your efforts and for Daddy's effort, I will not be where I am today. To our African mothers, we celebrate you. And do you know an interesting story, by the way? Being the African mom that she is, in a way that I cannot even explain, she taught me how to, cook the African bread. That's ugali.
Ugali, that's African bread.
It's not a very interesting story. It was how she did it.
But she did it.
But here we are.
Somehow.
And thank you for those moments like that shaped me and made me who I am today. Thank you so much. We celebrate you, all the mothers out there.
Exactly. We salute all the mothers once again. And we're wishing them, as well as everyone else, a happy and productive new week ahead.
Yes, true. Thank you so much for catching Sand Express tonight. God bless and good night. My name is Serfine Achieng Oma, and our sign language interpreter has been Ann Wangeshi.
I'm Richard Munga. Do have a good night. But don't forget, of course, to stay tuned into the subsequent sports bulletins. Of course, Karen Kibet is back starting tomorrow. Do have a good night.